Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to just try a bunch of new makeup because I have been sent a few things over the past few weeks, and both by brands and also my friend sent me a package of makeup that she wasn't using. So I have a good few things in my collection, or like my testing box I suppose, that I just want to try on camera. Most of these things I haven't tried too much. I think a lot of them I only tried once. It's not going to be my definitive opinion on these products, but it might be nice for me to try them on camera and for you to see them on camera if you're interested in these products. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. So I have my base on already. I'm wearing the number 7 Hydroluminous foundation that I mentioned in my favourite foundations video. I also have a colour corrector, the NYX Pro Fix Stick, under my eyes in pink. Oh, I've done a little bit of contouring, but that's it. That's all I have. So I'm going to start with eyebrows because I have a new eyebrow gel to try, and I've been using this since I was sent it maybe a week ago. Could be a little bit more than a week, but I've been using it since then. And it is the KJH.Brand No set brow gel, and this is in a clear shade. I don't know whether they're coming out with shades in this. I haven't seen anything about it, but this is the packaging. So it's a really cute little kind of a mocha, like kind of chocolatey taupe packaging, and it's just really nice. So I'm going to use that. The brush is really tiny on it. I'm going to just do the brow gel and then I'm going to fill in my brows a little bit afterwards because I'm not going to do a lot with my brows. But what I'm going to do first, I've kind of brushed them up with my eyebrow brush, and then what I'm going to do is kind of brush through them backwards with the gel to kind of get the formula into like all of my hair. So I'm just going to brush through it, kind of coat my eyebrows, and then just kind of brush up and fix them a little bit. So it just means that all of my hairs are coated in the gel so that they kind of don't move. And I have to say, this brow gel is so long lasting. I have to really like use my cleansing oil or my cleansing balm to get this off because it is so long wearing, has such great hold. In a rare turn of events, I was at 2 gigs this week, and I actually can't remember. I think the last time I was at a gig was last year. It's been over a year anyway since I was at a gig, but I was at 2 this week just by chance. They were both the same week. So one of them was I went to see Mac DeMarco on Monday, which was amazing. I haven't seen him in 6 years and I just love him so much. He's just like, he's such a good performer. But that was a great gig. And then on Wednesday, a band that I have never seen before, that is like one of my favorite bands like since I was a teenager, My Bloody Valentine. They were playing a secret kind of rehearsal show. It was meant to be like in a really small venue, but it got moved to a bigger one. So sorry, just to quickly interject, those are the brows without any product, and I just think that looks like I could leave my brows like that and be happy. There are a couple of areas like that I would like to fill in, like just there and just there, but I just feel like that really almost kind of adds volume to your eyebrows, even though there's nothing, I don't think there's fibers in it, but it just really makes your eyebrows look their best, I think. Obviously it's going to depend on what you're working with to begin with, and I know that, but I'm really happy with that like on its own, and I would gladly just leave my eyebrows like that, but I am going to just fill them a tiny little bit with a brow pen. So I'll do that on camera just to show you, because I don't think I've done this on camera for a while, but I'll kind of just going to let them, yeah, they're kind of set quite quickly. We do have time to work with it, but I just love the shape of that wand. I think it's such a good size and shape. Like it's not too thick and it's not too short, so it's that's what she said. So yeah, it's just like a really good size. God, if you don't make yourself laugh, who will? It's just a really good size, I think, for most people's eyebrows, I would say, but it holds incredibly well. Like I said, I was at these 2 gigs during the week, and for the My Bloody Valentine, I'm just gonna I'm so distracted today. I'm going to see Wicked for Good after this, and I literally probably have about half an hour to film this, so I'm going to try and be as quick as possible, but I am kind of, my head's a bit all over the place, as you can probably tell. But anyway, I'm going to just do a bit of the NYX Lift and Snatch in the shade Ash Brown to finish my really probably very boring story. For the My Bloody Valentine gig, because it got moved, it was somewhere that was kind of like further from where we live, and we got dropped off in the taxi, and the doors hadn't opened yet, even though they were supposed to be open for like an hour, and there was a queue the whole way down the road, and like the doors hadn't even opened, and the gig was supposed to start in like 15 minutes. So obviously it didn't start on time, and we were waiting in the cold, and it was like just happened to get very, very cold this week in Ireland, but we were waiting in the cold in the queue for like 40 minutes, and it just felt like it was going so slow. So I just kind of just filled in that a little bit, just to kind of fill in any sparse areas so that it doesn't look like different thickness, if that makes any sense at all. And then same for this one, I'm just going to kind of do the top here where I'm a little bit sparse. Yeah, so we were waiting in the queue for 40 minutes, freezing. Of course, because I thought we would be going from a taxi straight into the venue, I did not dress warm enough. So I was freezing. It was just it just happened to be on such a cold night, and we were just kind of waiting in the queue, not knowing what was going on or when it was going to start. So it was just a bit of a pain, considering the amount of different scenarios I was in that day, like waiting in the cold for a long time, then being inside, being at a gig. My eyebrows held up so well. Like I really had to like scrub them with my cleansing balm to fully get that off. So I will say the hold is so good. Yeah, I just think even on its own, like I didn't really need to fill those in, but I do have a little bit of sparseness in some areas kind of along my arch, so I do like to fill it in a little bit, but I just think that brow gel is excellent, and it really just gives a nice shape and hold. Again, it depends on what you're working with to start, but for me it was ideal. So obviously I've only been trying it for a week, so I can't fully say, but so far so good. I really like it. And of course, like, Katie Jane Hughes is known for her eyebrows and for her different eyebrow techniques, so I would have expected it to be great. Next, I'm just going to quickly curl my eyelashes. This is the Rephr eyelash curler. They have two sizes in this, and this is a size 18 or. So the difference in eyelash curling makes, I'll never get over it. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do next is do some concealer off camera. Okay, so I just applied the Haus Labs concealer, and I'm just going to pat it in to just get rid of any excess and just kind of make it really mesh with my skin. So I think that looks okay. So the reason that I want to do my complexion first on my lips is because I have something that I want to test out on my eyes, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. So I think I'm just going to do the rest of my complexion first. I'm going to do a little bit of powder first. I'm going to do under my eyes really lightly using the NARS light reflecting setting powder. I haven't used this in a while actually, but it's just quite a nice setting powder for under your eyes because it's quite brightening. Really lightly do just here, and a touch on my nose. I got sent some products from a brand called Soshe Beauty, and it's a brand that is founded by an Iranian American woman. So the whole idea behind the brand is she wanted to do products that were refillable. So I think, as far as I know, all of the products are refillable. I think they have blush, lipsticks, lip balm, eyeliner, lip liner, mascara, two types of mascara, a tubing and a non-tubing, and they're all refillable. And she also wanted to create shades that would work on all skin tones. I was just interested by the whole idea behind the brand, and so they sent me a couple of products, or 3 products. The first one is the blush. It's called the Blurring Pillow Blush. This is the packaging. I love the packaging. It's kind of this like forest green. The light's a bit funny, so please excuse that, but that's it. And you can see the kind of refill at the back there. And this is the shade Berry Smitten, which is described as a rich plum. It's actually really like such a stunning shade on my cheeks, like a real wintry shade. So I'm going to try that. I've used it once already. They also sent me 2 lip products. They sent me their lip liner soft glide lip pencil in the shade Kismet, which is brown berry, and it's a pencil liner, which I'm so happy about because I really just love a just classic pencil liner. Then they sent me their Ceramide, what is this called? Ceramide Lip Silk. I'll just show you the actual packaging on these. This is the Ceramide Lip Silk in the shade Wine Stained. So that is it. Again, the really nice kind of forest green packaging, and that is it. It's kind of quite a sheer but buildable moisturizing lipstick, and then a pencil and a liner. And I wasn't sure how these shades were going to work on me because I kind of thought, oh, they might be a little bit too deep, but they're actually so nice. And I wore them together on their own during the week, and I didn't do any like mascara or eyes. I just did like cheeks and lips, and I just loved how it looked. And it's something I would never normally do. I'm such a mascara person. I'd never really go without mascara, but I just loved how it looked. Something about the really red kind of rosy cheeks and then the sheer lips with no eye makeup, just I felt looked really nice. I don't know. So anyway, I'm not going to do that today, but I will kind of do that again. I'll film it and do like kind of more of an up close like short form video on that. But there's something I want to try in my eyes today, so I'm going to do my eyes. Let's do the blush first. So this is such a gorgeous blush. I'm going to use a Rephr 05 brush, which is this one. Sorry, the light is so up and down at the moment, so I'm going to use that. So it is kind of that creamy powdery look. That is the shade up close. But it's just such a beautiful shade. Really like that kind of like you've just been out like having a snowball fight kind of a vibe. So I'm gonna just do a little bit there. I probably should tap this off on my hand first, but yeah, I may have overdone it on that side. So I'm just gonna try and fix that. I kind of put too much on. It happens, it just happens sometimes, you know, you put too much on. But I think you could do this with your fingers as well, because it is that kind of really creamy. It's like a cream powder texture, or like a cream 2 powder maybe. I'm gonna do a little bit across my nose. I just really loved how this looked the other day. It's like that kind of really like flushed blush, and it's the kind of blush that you want to be almost the whole look, because it's just such a beautiful shade. I'm kind of just bringing it here in the corners of my eyes. With the shade that's a little bit deeper, it's good to like apply it on the brush, bring it onto the back of your hand, and kind of take off anything that might be an excess. Kind of just bringing it up a little bit higher on my face. A little bit across my nose, and yeah, I just love it. Maybe a little bit across my eyelids. But it's just such a gorgeous shade. It's just really like a beautiful shade, and you could absolutely build that up if you had a deeper skin tone. You wouldn't nearly have to worry about the pigment level. The shades are kind of created to work on all skin tones. So I just really love how that looks. I know it's like a very flush kind of a shade, but I just love how it looks, and I just thought it was such a pretty shade, like kind of like a red berry kind of a shade. It's just like almost a look all on its own because it's such a beautiful shade. So I loved that. I just thought the formula was beautiful as well. And then I'm going to do my lips next, which is kind of weird, but anyway, I'm going to use the lip liner. This is the shade Kismet. This is it here. I'm going to do a little swatch. It is kind of like a reddish brown shade. That's it, sorry. So what I did with this the other day was I did a really kind of a light layer of it. Again, this is a color you could kind of do lightly or build up if you had a deeper skin tone. But I'm going to just do a layer of this and then kind of blend it out with a brush and then apply the lipstick. So I'm going to just shut up for a minute and just use the liner. It's just a really, really beautiful berry brown shade that works really well. More opaque, and then blend it out as well. And then I'm going to do the lipstick, and this, like I said, is the shade Wine Stained. Really nice sheerish kind of a buildable, creamy, nourishing lipstick. It does have a scent, but I feel like it's a natural scent. Like, I don't think there's any fragrance in it. From what I can tell, it's kind of nearly smells like there's no fragrance in it, but does have a scent. So I don't know. I have to look into that, but this is it. So this is like one layer, which I really like. I really like that, just kind of one layer. But you can build it up as well. I'll just kind of blend the edges ever so slightly. Yeah, I just loved this as a look the other day. I just thought it was a really, I don't know, there's just something about it that I really liked. I think the fact that like the cheeks are quite prominent and the lips are quite prominent, and then nothing on the eyes and bold eyebrows, I just really liked it. There's something about these shades that just made me really like it. So this is only my second time trying them, so obviously it's a very, very new brand to me, but really beautiful packaging, beautiful products. I like that everything is refillable. I like the kind of whole ethos behind the brand, so I'll have to kind of look into it more, see is there any other products that I might like to try. I just think that the blush is just so cute. I love it. So that is it. So far so good with Soshe. Oh, actually I might do some freckles, some fake freckles, or like some refill in my thing. So it kind of looks a little bit freckly. Last but not least are the eyes, and I was very, very generously and kindly sent some PR from Rephr. I was sent the Lune liners, and I spoke about these in my latest new makeup releases video. I was really curious to try these, very interested in what they're like. I have only tried the shade Aurora so far, but I think I'm going to try the shade, let me see. I think because I'm going to see Wicked, I might try the shade Coup de Foudre, which is, I think, lightning, like a strike of lightning. So it's like a greenish gold, similar enough to, if you know their Ye paint, the shade Ceramide d'Or. It's similar to that. I really love the look of these shades. Like I said, I've done a swatching video, so I'll include that in the description box, but I've only tried this shade so far. I love the look of all of them. They're expensive. They're €40, and I do think that that is very expensive for what is like 2 ml of product. And considering that the Ye paint are 37, and I think they're 3 grams. I'm not sure what the milligram difference is, but it's obviously more product, and it's a bit more versatile because it has that bigger applicator, that doe foot, where you can use it as a liner or an eyeshadow. So these are expensive. There's no getting around that. They're a high-end, or a high-end product. I haven't tried them enough to give my thoughts, but I just wanted to try them today on camera just so you can see how they apply with me, because I haven't really used them. I'm reluctant to give my thoughts because I haven't tried them enough. So I'm just going to try them on camera and show you how they apply, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to just do a line across my lash line. I will say they do last really, really well, because I did swatches and they stayed on my arm for ages. So, oh, that colour is so gorgeous. I'm pretty sure I have done a look like this with their Ceramide d'Or shade, and I just used it with a thin brush. So I have done a look like this before. the brush on this is tiny, so it is kind of more suited for that. But you could get the paint, which is cheaper and there's more product, and get like a similar effect, like if you liked this shade. Yeah, I love that. So I'm just going to do a tiny little wing. Just a little wing. It's very, very subtle. But I'm just going to do the other eye and then come back. So I just did some mascara and the other eye with the eyeliner, but it's just a little flick of a greenish goldy kind of a shade. I'll do a bit more like on here, up. I feel like it would look cute if I did it like, let's see, if I look straight ahead, I kind of do like this here. Might do that. Why not? I think that's really nice. Just a little bit of a kind of a hint there on the inner corner. So then like when my eye is relaxed, you can kind of see it there, which I really like. That's why that thin brush is really great. And I'm going to do this side. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make them the same, but anyway, I'll give it a try. So that is the little bit of liner there. And I just love how that looks. Like it's really nice. It's just a really subtle-ish kind of a look. Just going to do some setting spray, the Tear Makeup Fixer. And I think I'm going to just leave it like that. That is it. A very simple kind of a look. But still quite like subtly bold, I guess. So that is it. That's the look. I just wanted to try a few products today that I hadn't tried on camera. They're all quite new to me, so I just wanted to like see how they applied, see what they looked like, share my initial thoughts. I try not to do first impressions too much because I know that it can be a little bit confusing, and you know, I don't like to give my thoughts too early on when I'm trying a product. But I think like the eyebrow gel I've been trying for a week. I also know that a lot of these brands have like Black Friday sales on, and if you were thinking about buying them, just know that so far they have my I guess tepid seal of approval. You know, they're kind of all products that I really like, especially the brow gel because I've been using that for longer. I think that's excellent, especially if you really want a strong hold. That's so good. The liners are expensive, but they're stunning. And I know that you can get those kind of liners from, there's a brand called Sheen Effect, there's a brand called Charmacy, and then Glisten Cosmetics. They all do like a liquid duochrome liner for like half the price or more than half the price. So if you are looking for that kind of a product, there are other brands that do that kind of product. I don't know what they're like, I don't know what the quality is like, but they're cheaper, and if you wanted to try them out, that it's an option. I haven't kind of formed my full opinion on those products yet. Obviously with a higher price point, I do like to be quite thorough with testing a product out because, you know, there's more, I suppose, risk involved when you're buying a product like that. And then Soshe, so far so good. I initially think it's a really beautiful brand. I really love the products. I think it's kind of on the same lines of like a brand like Merit or Make or like Ilia or something like that, but I think I just prefer the ethos behind this brand. I like that all the products are refillable, really nice formulas, really nice shades. That's it, that's the video. I hope this was in some way entertaining or informative or whatever. I know these kinds of videos are not as informative as other of my videos because I haven't used the products long enough, but hopefully it gave you some idea of what these products are like. If you're curious about any of them, I just wanted to do a really quick makeup look and something that's kind of a little bit fun, and just try out these products on camera and see what I think of them. So I'll be testing out these products more, and I will do updates and kind of let you know how I'm getting on with them as I use them. But that is it. That's the look. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give me a little thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know if you've tried any of these products or brands, and or would you like to try them, and you know, are any of them on your wish list. If you're not yet subscribed, if you want to see more videos from me, please consider subscribing. And that is it. I will see you next week with another video. Goodbye.